Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, let's just get this over with. Current blood sugar is at 19.6, fully calibrated. I have 6.50 units of insulin for a reason. As you can see, I had a whole bunch of corrections today, and my blood sugar just kept climbing all night to where I ended up around 20. So, as per the rules, you have 2 high blood sugars in a row. You gotta change out your tubing and everything. That's what I did. And with the extra insulin, I have come down to 19.6 from just over 22.2. This started just after 1:30 this morning, and I just didn't look back. Okay, so as you probably figured it out, I'm not at 100% today. This goes to show you, yes, you can hit the 100%, but you don't necessarily get them all the time. Current blood sugar is at 77%, 23% above, 77% in range, and average sugar is at 8.9. What a difference blood sugars. One day to the next. So, what do we want to discuss today? I'm going to give you a far-fetched idea, and that is glucose training. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Glucose training is important. If it was real, I was scrolling diabetic sites and I found this vlog of a lady who said, whatever dose my doctor tells me to take, I take 50% of that, and then I just wish my blood sugar away. And I'm thinking, you've got to be a type 2, right? Because type 1 would never happen. We saw what it looked like for me, not having blood sugar for the night. And then all of a sudden, I'm going sky high. So this lady's saying, oh, I just totally wish it away. Well, I could tell you there's been so many other diabetics who really wish they could wish their blood sugar away. But I hate to tell you this, things don't happen that way. Whether you're type 1, type 2, gestational, you have to work on getting your blood sugar low. And sitting there saying, oh, well, I can wish it away, is not a good thing. So I use this one just to illustrate the point that any one of these ads and tweets you find saying that certain things are the cure-all. Oh yes, I cut back insulin And now I'm not a type 1 diabetic anymore. The only way I think you can not be a type 1 diabetic is if you've tried one of the new research programs, whether it be the cells implants or the new devices they have, but you're still a type 1 diabetic. And if you don't have insulin, your body isn't miraculously going to start producing, except for the cell implants. And they are difficult to get. So, this is why I've said it, and I've said it so many times, it's just research what you see on the internet. Everyone's looking for the magical cure for type 1 diabetes. And just saying, oh yes, eat the certain foods and your diabetes will disappear. And when it doesn't, oh well, you're not doing it right. You know, it really kind of annoys me that people can get away with this. Anything I say here has worked primarily for me, except for the ones in this video. When I suggest something, I fully expect you to go to your doctor and say, will this work? If you don't, that's irresponsibility on your part. You really need to be conscious and get out there and check things out for yourself. A lot of times I have heard from endocrinologists different things that have come back that patients have tried to control their diabetes. Now, for years, there was a saying, necessity is the mother of inventions. It could be the way when you take your insulin and how you're doing it. That could be a necessity for an invention, a new way of coming up with doing things. Or when I had the infection on my legs, I used to cover my pads with an old rugby sock and tape that off. And that kept the pads where they were supposed to be. That was my way of doing it. That's fine. But sitting there, and let's get back to our first story, and say, oh, I wish it would go away. I wish diabetes would go away. I wish it, I wish it, I wish it. Isn't going to work. And you need to stop dreaming about that. Your diabetes is special to you. And there could be many factors why something may seem to work for you. For that lady, I would say, well, if you're cutting your insulin in half, then maybe you were taking something's falling here. Taking too much insulin to begin with. Oh, no. The doctor just doesn't know what they're doing. Well, I think your doctor knows what they're doing. I think you just really don't want to be a diabetic. And the sad thing is, you have no choice. Once you're diagnosed, that's it. Do you think I would have stuck around being a type 1 diabetic for 30 years? No, 47 years? 30 years, I don't know where 30 years came from. since 1977 till 2015, when this was videotaped. But if wishing could come true, I think there'd be a hell of a lot of diabetics out there who would be able to wish away their blood sugars. Keeping things where they are is important. And if you don't follow your doctor's lead, you could end up back in the hospital. And trust me, one, being a diabetic isn't that great. Being placed in a hospital situation is not the way to go. We, as diabetics, are meant to be out there living our lives. We have the insulin, which brings down our blood sugars. So again, if you're being told only eat certain foods, and it's from someone else other than a medical professional, or you're being told, well, just sit there and meditate and just tell your blood sugar to go away. Along these lines, there is also another case where Jesus just said that my blood sugar, I prayed it away, and now I have no more issues. Well, I'm sorry. Jesus gave you the answer. People don't want to believe those answers. They don't want to do the blood sugars. Sorry. And other things there. So, why not just come up with some other Jesus or God or whoever gave us insulin to control their blood sugars? And we need to follow and utilize this. We know it works. It does bring down our insulin. There are certain problems we have with diabetes. Excuse me. Oh. You see, now I'm coming down to 17. So this is all good. But when God has given you the answer, yes, you may have to take shots, but people don't worry about taking shots. Oh, Botox injections for my face, but that's okay. But taking shots to control diabetes will chase after any unwise cure, because they want to dream for the very best. If you come across anything like this, first, do your research. Find out all you can about it. Next, discuss it with your doctor. And saying, well, this lady was able to cut her blood sugar in half, and get the medical side before trying anything that potentially could end you up in the hospital or kill you. That's the ultimate sacrifice. I've told this story once before, that there was a chiropractor in, I think it was the South, somewhere in the States, that was treating this boy. And the chiropractor said, well, just with some readjustment, your son's diabetes will go away. And after the first one, they told him to stop taking their insulin. He stopped taking his insulin. His blood sugars just went super high. He ended up in a diabetic coma and he passed away. Life is too special. The needles now are so tiny. The pump, I don't know where my pump is. It's attached to me somewhere here. Pumps. Here it is. Pumps are so easy to wear now and can keep you alive. Following the diabetic plan will make you feel as good. Whoops, did I mention the C word again? Control. And remember, Control Day next installment is coming up soon. And with that, have a super day, and we'll talk again soon. And remember, if you see this online about glucose training, it's not a thing. And I'm sure your doctor will back me up on this one. Have a great day. And if you're interested, discuss things with your doctor. Because I can tell you now, this one thing won't work. Spiritual intervention will not work. Exercise may work. Eating the right foods, taking your insulin properly, those are all things that have been proven to work. And you can go on. It's just like someone from above has given you the answer to your diabetes. Let me just add something about spiritual intervention. Spiritual intervention alone will not help you. It can maybe help and guide you through giving your insulin, but don't stop giving your insulin. God has given us a gift in order to eradicate diabetes. Remember that. Talk to you tomorrow. My next vlog topic will be Tomorrow's vlog will be what happens when you knock your pump out of your skin. Is there any way of saving it? Or are we just going to have to do new tubing? Stay tuned and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific, whatever time that is around the world, we'll be here. Have a great day. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.